Hey everybody, welcome to Beyond Local, episode 36. I'm Jeff Kimmel, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and with me today is none other than Mark Diamond, our Director of Paid Media. Thanks for joining me once again, Mark.
Hey everyone.
It's great to have you again. So today, we'd actually like to talk a little bit about landing pages, which is awesome because anybody who does business online wants to drive people to their website and wants them to do something. Mm-hmm. And the best way to kind of do that is with a landing page, right?
That's right.
You want them to you want to get them to do what you want them to do while they're there. So Mark has outlined 5 tips. He's brought it down to 5. When I approached him about this topic, he said I could talk all day. So I thought maybe we can bring it down to at least 5, maybe get a couple of bonus tips in and out of there. But ultimately, the idea is to give you some help on how to design your landing pages to get people to do what you want them to do once they get there. So, Mark, let's start.
Sure.
Talk to me a little bit about landing pages.
Yeah, sure. So let's start with what is a landing page and then the benefits.
Okay.
So what a landing page is when you're on Google searching for anything, right? And you go to see the ad, you click on the ad, that takes you to the landing page. Typically, landing pages are one-off pages. They're kind of, especially in like the lead gen industry, exactly what you think they are is kind of what they are. They're squeeze pages, right? So at the top of the page, you see a form like on the right hand or left hand side. There's a big call to action. They're essentially enticing the person who clicked on the ad to do one specific thing. Mainly it's filling out a form. Could also be making a phone call. If it's selling a product, then it's enticing the person to buy that product, ultimately what it is. So they're slightly different from an organic page or from any other part in your website in the sense that they're literally a standoff page. They're by themselves. Typically, you can't click on any other page. You're stuck on that page because you're forcing the person to do what you want to do, which is fill out the form or make a phone call. That's what they're used for. They're especially used for on the paid side, so different from like organic or anything along those lines. You could use them. You could have them show them up in the Google search results, I guess, but normally it's paid. So the benefits, like I was saying before, typically with the homepage, there's a lot to click on. You go to the homepage, you go to several different pages. There's a lot for you to do on a homepage. You could get lost. Eventually, you get bored and you click out. Right. So the advertiser loses that conversion because the person had too many options to find what they want. So the landing page, it makes it concise. Everything is literally right in front of their face. It forces them to take that action. So that's the benefits of the landing page and kind of what they are.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Now, before we get into the top 5 tips,
Yep.
I think there's something that people need to know, if they don't already, about what's involved prior to getting people to your landing page, which are like keywords and the ads.
Yep. So this actually even could touch on the first tip. So essentially with anything related to the search campaigns like Google ads, Microsoft ads, anything you're doing on Bing or DuckDuckGo, anything like that, you're going to do keyword research, right? So if I'm bidding on a keyword like men's Nike shoes, for example, right? The page that I want them to see is something related to men's Nike shoe. So if we're selling an Air Max, then I want them to click on it, and that page better be related to the Nike Air Max or whatever the shoe may be.
Right.
But it has to have everything related to, well, not only the keyword, and that's the keyword, but the ad has to be related to that. So they click on the ad and then they get to the landing page, and the landing page has to be everything that's related to their search. Otherwise they're going to leave, which obviously is something that we don't want because we're paying for people to click on the ad. We want them to click on it when it's a relevant search and ultimately take the conversion, which is a form fill or a phone call.
So with that, let me jump in here real quick, which makes sense. Brings me back is quality score. Does that so when you're talking keywords and landing page,
that is definitely a part of the quality score. So everything that's related to the landing page and that you're bidding on should match, right? Everything should be a nice cohesive journey for the person. For example, on the LSEO ads, if someone's searching that maybe they want like a website audit, right, for an SEO, right? So they're searching, give me an SEO audit, right? And they see the LSEO ad. the LSEO ad is going to have something about an SEO audit. So it matches their search result. They then click on that landing page, and guess what? The landing page also mentions, hey, you want a search audit? Here is literally how to get a search audit, right? So everything matches, and because it matches, it gives you a higher quality score. The higher quality score should in return get you a lower cost per click on it.
Okay, great. So that does work right into the first tip, which was keep it consistent. You got the keyword, you got the ad, and then you got the landing page. All should be harmonized.
Exactly.
I'll throw that out there.
Yep.
Harmonized. All right, so that's good. So as long as we got the harmonization out of the way, let's go into tip number 2.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So tip number 2 is basically like the way you set up the landing page. So everything has to. There's almost like a formula to it for success, right? So at the very front of the page, before you even scroll down, right, everything has to be right in front of the user on the screen that's on the page. So you're going to have your call to action set up. You're going to have some form fill. Whatever you want them to take, it's going to be at the top of the page before they even have to scroll down, because that's ultimately what we want them to see. The call to action is going to be at the top. There's going to be maybe some benefits at the top. And then further down the page, likely there will be some social proof, whether that's client testimonials or awards you've won, anything along those lines, maybe like a compelling video or anything like that. At the bottom of the page, it'll have some more benefits. And then along this whole page, there's also going to be buttons to click that send you back to the top of the form, so you could ultimately fill out the form whenever you're convinced that this is what you're looking for. So overall, it is kind of like you're telling a story. At the very top, it's the form at the top, the call to action, some social proof, some benefits, and then as you scroll down the page, you're always being shown benefits about whether it's your service or product, and then a button to take you back to the form to fill out.
Right. And I think the ultimate goal is not to have them scroll. Stay at the top and fill out the form.
Stay at the top and fill it out.
Do
Makes
whatever.
it easier for everyone.
But if they do scroll down and go to the bottom, you give them an easy opportunity to come back to the top, and again, do that.
Yep.
So that's very important. Okay, great. And you mentioned something, a little foreshadowing in that statement, the call to action.
Right.
So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. So the call to action is ultimately what you want the person to do. Right. If they want them to download an ebook, then there's probably going to be something that says download a free ebook. Or if you want them to fill out a form, it'll say something like, sign up now or fill out the form. And whatever you're promising in exchange for that information, that's ultimately the call to action. So the more enticing the call to action is, the more conversions you'll ultimately get, a higher conversion rate. So even on the ad side, the more enticing the call to action on the ad, like download the ebook or whatever the thing is, the higher the CTR on the ad. So you get a higher click-through rate, and then ultimately that will match on your landing page, and you'll get a higher conversion rate as well.
Okay, great. All right. So we've gone over, just to recap real quick, we've gone over, keep it consistent, harmonize your keywords, your ads, and your landing page. Captivate your audience with benefit statements and storytelling, maybe a compelling video, so on and so forth. Try and keep it above the fold. If they go below the fold, make sure they have an easy opportunity to get back up to the top.
Yep. And one important part about the above the fold thing, one thing that I like to do is I'll see how my landing page looks in mobile, right? Because there's a lot of traffic coming from mobile. So not only will I do that because there's a lot of traffic coming from mobile, so obviously it's different from the desktop, but I'll go find all my competitors' landing pages too and compare how everyone looks in mobile, like the above the fold in mobile. So if there's, like, I've seen a lot of times, a lot of competitors will have like big blocky pop-ups at the top, and it pushes down their like call to action below the fold, meaning that it's not on the screen. They have to scroll down. That's an issue. That's definitely an area for optimization. So just making sure that it's consistent, and then it looks better than everyone else's on the mobile side. That's definitely one thing that everyone should be doing.
It's great. See, I told you there was going to be bonus tips in this. We weren't going to keep it to 5. It's hard to keep Mark drilled down on 5. You got a bonus one. Make it right on mobile. All right. So and then call to action was the third one. So let's talk about the fourth one.
Yep. So the fourth one is essentially making your page enticing enough for people to actually fill out the form. So there's a couple of things that are pretty common. Scarcity. If it's you're giving out something, it's hey, there's only X amount of left, and maybe you could have that automatically kind of go down the more they see your ad, something like that. There's also the time limit. So act now. This is a limited time offer. If you don't fill it out right now, you're not getting this offer going forward. So that's definitely another part. There's the value. So you could look at, what it means to get that return on investment for you. And then, making it exclusive to that specific person who clicked on it. So making them, feel special. One thing that we've done in the past that have worked well with this is maybe we'll have like a previous customer list, and on Facebook we could target, hey, your birthday's coming up, right? So we could show them an ad saying exclusive offer, for your birthday, save whatever, click here to get the coupon. So then they go to the landing page, the call to action has, hey, happy birthday or something like that, like download this or fill this form out to get the coupon. And it's just that exclusive offer, like literally just to them.
Yeah. And I think, and it also depends on the industry, right?
Yep.
I mean, what they're trying to do, the exclusivity. I mean, that's important there. I mean, cost cutters, the haircut, every time I get one for their, hey, your birthday's up, come on in. Scarcity, I tell you what, Amazon gets me on scarcity. Now that they put the inventory, there's only one left of everything on Amazon. It's like, I got to buy it right now.
Right.
So I'm always buying on Amazon. So yeah, there's a lot of good ones here, scarcity, time, value, exclusivity. So think about those as you're building out your landing page to entice people again to click on your call to action and get going right away. All right, so that's 4.5, 5 already because of the bonus. Let's talk about the fifth one. So we've kind of alluded to it throughout this entire podcast, but I think this is very important in keeping people on your landing page.
Exactly. So reducing the bounce rate is a huge part, because obviously you're paying for the clicks, especially if it's paid. You don't want the clicks to go to waste. I mean, you could do remarketing and get people back to the landing page, but ultimately you want to get them on that first time and fill out whatever the conversion is. There's a lot of stuff that you could do. We were talking about making sure that the above the fold looks proper, that there's a call to action. But from a creative standpoint, you just want to make your page be as pleasing as possible, making sure that the spaces are adequate as far as making it like look sleek or whatever kind of design you're going for. Same thing with like the fonts. I've seen a lot of landing pages switch fonts up halfway through. It's kind of weird. One thing that people could do, there's a lot of tools that you could use to create landing pages. My favorite's called Unbounce. Unbounce has many features. It's literally a subscription you buy a month. You can connect it to your domain. You can make as many landing pages as you want. They have templates, so you can literally just download templates that you already know work because people are selling them. They're high converting. That's why Unbounce has them. And then you could literally change out the entire template on the Unbounce side. There's obviously a lot more to that, but that's just the very basics to get people started. You could definitely go find a program like Leadpage is another big one. Instapage is a big one. But Unbounce is my favorite because Unbounce has a lot of different qualities on it too. Unbounce, you're allowed to A/B test. So I could literally have, maybe like 10 variations of a page up at once, and Unbounce will filter out the traffic to test out all the different variations and literally tell me the conversion rate of each individual landing page. And then I could determine a winner, and then we could create a new A/B test, whether that be changing out the call to action, changing out the wording, maybe changing out the form to a pop-up or something along those lines, like anything like that. Unbounce is super helpful for creating landing pages, optimizing them, and then keeping the people on the landing page because the templates look great.
Yeah. And one other thing, I was going to mention the A/B testing, so good call on that one. But also from a sales side, you could you can have it zapped right into your CRM.
Yep,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah,
so,
it connects to everything.
Yeah, which is fantastic. You get notifications. Anytime somebody fills out one of our landing pages, I get notified on 7 different devices, and it's in our CRM.
Right.
We're ready to rock and roll. So there you have it. I think that's 6 tips. Do you have any last tips to add before I summarize them for everybody?
If anyone needs help either creating a landing page or they want us to look at their landing pages, we're more than willing to do that. We'll at least give you some thoughts on how to improve your optimization on the landing page and make it convert higher. You could contact us at sales@lseo.com.
That's great. So there you go. Let me quick recap the 7. I'm going to call it 7 tips. That lucky number 7. Keep it consistent. Captivate your audience. Benefit statements, compelling video, storytelling images. Have a great call to action on your website. Get them enticed to do that. Use scarcity, time, value, or exclusivity to, again, entice them to interact with you on your landing page. Reduce the bounce rate. Keep them on there. Make it a squeeze page is what Mark called it. Make it mobile friendly.
Yep.
And call us if you need help. That's tip number 7. So there you go. Hopefully you found this helpful. That was the idea of putting this podcast together. And continue to tune in each and every week for Beyond Local. And we'll see you next time.